Hello there. This is MD here with you here on Everything PS. Learn about new features and enhancements in the October 2021 release of Photoshop Desktop version 23.0. Automatic selections on hover. Object selection is integral to common Photoshop workflows. With this release, the object selection tool has new capabilities that empower you to automatically select a portion of your image as you hover over it and click. The latest update to the object selection tool makes your compositing and retouching workflows faster, easier, and more intuitive for your creative journey by improving the quality of preview and masking features simply by clicking on the required object. Auto-select an object and hover. To make an automatic selection on hover with the improved object selection tool, do the following. Access the object selection tool from any of the following locations. Click the object selection icon from the toolbar in the workspace. Go to Select, Select and Mask. Click the object selection icon in the Select and Mask workspace that opens in the options bar at the top of the workspace. Choose a selection mode, rectangle or lasso. Hover over the object in your image that you want to select. Photoshop automatically selects the object as you hover over a region and click. You can add to, subtract, or intersect your selection by choosing one of these settings in the options bar. For further refinement of your selection, to make multiple selections and continue making selections. Further, you can choose layer, mask all objects, and watch Photoshop easily generate masks for all the objects detected within your layer with just a single click. Share for commenting. Stay in the flow and reimagine sharing feedback and receiving them on your designs without having to leave the Photoshop app ever. Now you can easily share your Photoshop Cloud documents with your teammates and stakeholders and add and receive feedback with comments, contextual pins, and annotations. The new Share for Comments feature enables you to collaborate with others on your Photoshop Cloud documents. Leave comments and observations for yourself to review later. Create learning journeys as educators while teaching how to use Photoshop. Share comments and feedback with others. Share for commenting. You can generate a link to your Photoshop documents and share them for comments. You can make the link accessible only to people invited to your document, or make comments available for anyone with a link to see. You can easily view comments, pins, and annotations on Photoshop within the app. These comments are refreshed in real time. Improved interoperability with Illustrator. Improved interoperability between your favorite apps, Illustrator, and Photoshop allows you to enjoy interactivity and easily bring files with layers, vector shapes, and paths, and vector masks in Photoshop that you can continue to edit and work with. To try these new features, simply navigate to Photoshop on Mac, Edit on Windows, Preferences and enable the PSI Interop Enhancements option. Restart Photoshop. New and improved neural filters. Neural filters, powered by Adobe Sensei, brings to you new and improved reimagined filters that let you explore a range of creative ideas. Using new featured and beta filters you can achieve amazing edits in Photoshop. New and improved neural filters. To access the neural filters workspace in Photoshop, choose Filter, Neural Filters. With this release, you can use the following new beta neural filters. Landscape Mixer. Create a new landscape by mixing different landscape images together. Color Transfer. Creatively transfer a color palette from one image to another. Harmonization. Harmonize the color and luminosity of one layer to another layer to make a flawless composite. Also, colorize and super zoom beta. Neural filters have been improved and promoted to the featured neural filter list. Other changes and enhancements. More plugins. Creative Cloud's new Unified Extensibility Platform, UXP, is a shared technology stack providing a unified and modern JavaScript engine that is more performant, reliable, and secure. We continue to see new partners build on this new platform like Globalitad, a DAM to enable enterprise creative workflows, and Smartsheet for work collaboration. More plugins. To get started by installing plugins to streamline your creative workflows. Select plugins. Discover plugins from the Photoshop workspace. And browse through new plugins from the Creative Cloud Marketplace. Discover new third-party plugins in the Creative Cloud desktop. You can install and use it immediately in Photoshop, including Easy Panel, Pro Stacker, Retouched by FX Ray, APFR. Improved color management and HDR capabilities. Photoshop now supports Apple's Pro Display XDR to see your designs in full high dynamic range. The newly released MacBook Pro 14 and 16 models now feature XDR displays in addition to the Apple Pro Display XDR. This helps you to see your colors with more richness. The blacks appear deeper. The whites appear brighter. And all the colors in between appear more like they do in the natural world. Improved color management and HDR capabilities. Unified Text Engine. Unified Text Engine replaces legacy text engines and enables advanced typographic features for international languages and scripts across the world, including Arabic, Hebrew, Indic scripts, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. With Unified Text Engine, all advanced typographic will be automatically available and grouped together in the Photoshop Type Properties panel. Key enhancements include improved text shaping for Arabic, Hebrew, and all non-Latin scripts, improved support for bi-directional text. Consolidated advanced typographic features are now located in the Type Layers Properties panel. Unified Text Engine. Modern Oil Paint Filter. We have re-implemented our GPU-based oil paint filter for both Mac OS and Windows. This version adds new support for DirectX, metal-compliant GPUs, and no longer relies on the OpenCL subsystem on your computer. To access the oil paint filter, simply navigate to Filter, Stylize, Oil Paint, and set your filter properties in the Oil Paint dialog. That opens Modern Oil Paint Filter in Photoshop. For better performance while using the Oil Paint filter, enable Use Graphics Processor in Preferences, Performance, turn off Preview to make the filter more responsive while working with very large images. Improved Gradient Tool. With new interpolation options, gradients will now look clearer, brighter, and better than ever. With this release, you can test the modern gradient tool and gradient interpolation methods that offer more control of the creation of beautiful and smoother gradients. Gradients will have a more natural blend and appear more like the gradients you see in the physical world, like a sunset or sunrise sky. You can also add, move, edit, and remove a color stop, and change the location of a gradient widget. Classic interpolation. Classic interpolation in Photoshop. Perceptual interpolation. Perceptual interpolation in Photoshop. Linear interpolation. Linear interpolation in Photoshop. There are 3 types of gradients to work with now. Classic mode. This setting preserves the same way Photoshop has displayed gradients in the years past. Perceptual mode. This setting will display gradients the most closely to how humans perceive light to blend together in the physical world. This is the new default in Photoshop on desktop and iPad. Linear mode. This setting is often used in other applications, including Illustrator, and will also display gradients closer to how natural light appears. Color geeks know that in certain spaces linear mode provides more varying results. Improved export as. With this release, export as is now faster than ever. You can output animated GIFs and perform side-by-side comparisons with the original file. The export as functionality that has been available on the Macintosh M1 machines earlier is now the default on all desktop operating systems, with the following improvements: faster than ever and built on top of a new set of export APIs. Better color profile handling. New behavior for previewing layers. Side-by-side comparison between export settings. Deprecating 3D features. For technical reasons, Photoshop's 3D feature set will not reliably work in modern operating systems, and we are beginning the process of removing those features. Finally, we are done. MD was with you here on Everything PS. See you soon. Bye.